WFAN-Imus-May.com. Please welcome now to the Imus in the Morning program from the Mike and the Mad Dog program, which is which originates at WFAN in New York, and I believe it's on some other radio stations around. It's also simulcast on the Yes Television Network, which is channel 622 on DirecTV, or you could check your local cable situation. One half of that group, Mike and the Mad Dog, Chris Russo. Good morning, Mad Dog.
Good morning, Donald. How are you today, pal?
Well...
What's the matter?
No, why would you think there'd be something that matters? Because I paused.
You've had a nice show. I mean, I heard McCain. I mean, the fans up there have been tremendous. Brian Wilson's been funny. You've done Sid's added a little something for a change. You've had a nice show. Bernie's always nutty. A nice show today.
The fans who showed up here at the theater have been the best part of it.
But they gave you a great booth. I mean, what a booth they made for you. I mean, it's been a sparkling Don Imus in the Morning program today, I would think.
They're very nice, loyal fans here, and we feel like we let them down this morning. So.
Are you going to go on this George Bush thing now with this vote or not?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to. Because I love President Bush, 41. In retrospect, the country is realizing what a great president he actually was. He's obviously a war hero and a great American and a decent human being. No, I'm not getting on a boat with that crazy old nut.
Well, I thought you were going to go up to Kenny Bunkport for lunch and really have a chance to sit down and get to know him a little bit.
No, we're not going to do that.
How could you turn down an invitation from the president, for God's sakes?
Easily, just say no.
Jeez.
Read my lips. Just say no, thank you. Read my lips. No cigarette boats. I'm not getting on your boat with you.
Message, I'm not coming.
Yeah, exactly. Message, I don't care. So, well, way to go with your big mouth.
On the Yankees?
Yeah.
Hey, Don, let me tell you something, okay? The Yankees won 5 lousy games against the Oakland Athletics, who are pathetic. Seattle, who had lost 10 of 11, basically, in this stretch that they've played. They are still 3 games under 500. In case you didn't notice, when the Yankees were winning these games, so were the Red Sox. The Orioles have gotten off to a great start. I am not buying the fact that the Yankees all of a sudden now are going to play like the 98 Yankees. Don't forget, last year I was the same guy who at 3-0 down in the ALCS against the Red Sox said the Red Sox need a cataclysmic event to reverse the curse. What's more cataclysmic than this? 0-3 down. Boom, what happens? They come back and win a series. The Yankees, repeat after me loudly and clearly, the Yankees will not be in the 2005 postseason. You can mark that baby down. How's that?
What are you jerks clapping about? These people they've turned on me here.
All of a sudden, you're a Yankee fan. That is the biggest. You grew up in the early 60s on those railroad cars in Pasadena watching Koufax and Drysdale. What are you doing talking about the Yankees right now?
They don't play for the Dodgers anymore.
I know they don't. So I don't think the Yankees are going to. I know they've had a nice little run, and Tino Martinez and all that. I don't like this Yankee team. I think their pitching is inconsistent and old. I think a lot of these guys, and I have problems with their first base scenario. Giambi's a mess. I just don't think the Yankees are going to be I think Steinbrenner's going to get in the mix. I think the Yankees are going to have a bad year. What can I tell you?
You know, here's what I don't know much about baseball or any of that stuff. Certainly the mechanics of it. But about Giambi, I guess taking steroids, correct me if I'm wrong here, but taking steroids would enable you, once you hit the ball, to hit it a lot farther, right?
Correct.
Okay. But it doesn't give you the ability to hit the ball, does it?
Well, you don't take steroids in the eyes. It doesn't improve the eyesight. So
Right.
I don't know. I know what you're saying. You know, you can't put this Giambi massive slump. You can't blame it on steroid use. I agree with you 100%. I don't know what it is. You know, the Yankees are in a very tough spot there. We all know he's making $81 million, so they can't cut him. They can't release him, and they can't trade him. So from that standpoint, they actually have to either have him on the roster or play him. And it sounds like that Joe Torre is going to play him on this road trip beginning tonight as a designated hitter, which is what he's been doing. But he's been so bad, you wonder how long Joe's going to put up with this. He put up with it in the course of the season so far, and he hasn't done anything. He benched him for a few days, and now he's going to play him again tonight. So The Yankees got a major problem with Giambi. I don't know if he's going to turn it around. I would doubt it at the moment. But they're going to have to play him because he's making $81 million. So they're in a tough spot.
And, of course, as we're talking with Chris Mad Dog Russo here in the Imus-May program, everyone knows well, perhaps not everyone, many of us know, for some inexplicable reason, you were born and raised in New York, and you're a San Francisco Giants fan.
Oh, a huge Giant fan. And
we sort of understand the San Francisco connection. I don't think we need to get into that this morning.
No, I don't think we need to get into that either, as you insinuate something about my sexuality. Don't forget I have 3 children. Let's not forget that.
Beard deal. But anyway.
But the Giants...
And you have a 4th on the way.
I do, yes. I have a 4th. Very good. I have a 4th child on the way.
Was I supposed to say that or not?
You know, it doesn't... sooner or later, I was going to have this baby's coming in about 3 weeks, so you might as well say it because... so I'm going to have my 4th... I'm 45, 46 years of age, so my life will continue to get hectic. But I am a Giant fan, but this is a bad year for them. You know, Barry Bonds is... Who knows when he's going to play, and the Giants are going to have a rough... They're having a rough year. Armando Benitez is...
Well, Barry Bonds could be one of the worst people on the planet. I mean, along with the whole steroid thing, isn't he married and had some girlfriend? And I mean, just a real creep, isn't he?
Well, he's got this Kimberly Bell. This is a girlfriend that he had from 93 on, who now claims she might write a book. But it was his mistress, and it got so bad that when Barry got married to his present wife in 99 or 2000, he called her up 2 weeks after the honeymoon to get back together with the mistress. Now, how do you do that? How do you get married, and then 2 weeks later when you come home from your honeymoon, let's pick up where we left off? I mean, holy goodness. That's a little rough. But, you know, listen, he hits home runs, and that's all the little doggy cares about. Hit home runs, and he's hit plenty of them. But I don't know about this year what we're going to see out of Bonds for the Giants.
Then doesn't he have some kind of tax problem?
Well, that's an alleged thing from the Kimberly Bell. She claims that he did not declare $80,000 of memorabilia, which she then, you know, for signing autographs and stuff, which she then used to buy a condo in Scottsdale where the Giants train in spring training.
Oh.
So that's the issue with that. That has not been proven yet, but he's in a lot of trouble, and the Giants are a mess. And the other issue, of course, in Baton, is the Giants are not watching his progress because Barry's got his own doctors, his own website. So the Giants team, ownership, general manager, are completely in the dark on Barry's health situation. And he's had 3 knee injuries 3 knee surgeries since January 31st. So the Giants are a mess with Bonds, but he ran the team for all these years. Giants let him get away with murder, and now this is what they get.
And are you into the basketball playoffs?
No, Don, I am not. I don't think any of us in New York are. Where they were in Portsmouth, where you are, maybe they like the Celtics before they lost their 7th game last week, but it has been a brutal postseason in the NBA. They have had very little juice. Obviously Kobe Bryant's not playing, LeBron James is not playing, the Knicks did not make the playoffs. The Nets, the other New York team, went out in the first round. Shaq's been in and out of the lineup. The games have been terrible. So I have had a lot of trouble in the NBA playoffs, and I think a lot of us in the East Coast would say the same thing.
Talking with Chris Mad Dog Russo here in the Imus-May program, 20 minutes till the hour. Chris, of course, big tennis fan. And who does the United States Davis Cup team play in the next round under the able leadership of our friend Patrick McEnroe?
Well, the Davis Cup team, Don, they lost their first-round match to Croatia, and that was in California in March. And I was at that tennis camp that I told you about with all those Australians, John Newcomb and Owen Davidson, all those guys, Fred Stolle, who are huge Davis Cup fans, and we watched them lose. Agassi lost, Roddick lost, and they were really making fun of how bad the U.S. Davis Cup team was. So, Mr. McEnroe, who's a good buddy of ours, you love him. He's a good guy. He does not have a Davis Cup team to look forward to this year. It's a disaster. He embarrassed our country with his performance there in March against Croatia.
I mean, Croatia, don't they play with farm implements? I mean, they're hitting the ball with a hoe.
But you had McEnroe on after that. What did he say?
Well, I don't know if we brought it up or not.
Oh, you brought it up. What are you talking about?
Oh, I suppose we did, yeah, but,
Now, what did you tell him? He embarrassed our country.
Well, I don't think that you blame it necessarily on him, do you?
He's a coach, isn't he? He sets the lineup. He puts the order together.
Well, yeah, but you have to get these spoiled brats who play professional tennis to agree to play for their country, which many of them don't want to do.
Agassi and Roddick played.
Pardon me?
Agassi and Roddick played.
Agassi's 81 years old.
He's still good.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean...
He's still good. Right now, Don, to be honest with you, the sport, look, we're talking Davis Cup tennis. Right now, the sport seems a little quiet. You mentioned the NBA. It's been bad. The Yankees got off to a sluggish start. There's nothing going on in the NHL. Golf was a good Masters, but it's quiet. Not a lot going. It's quiet right now in sports. Not a lot happening, except for the baseball.
Well, in that case, goodbye. Thanks, Chris.
Don, thank you very much. You've had a great show today. Thanks for having me on.
Chris Mad Dog Russo here on the Imus-May program, 17 till the hour. Well, the Pentagon has just announced that they're proposed closing 150 military installations around the country, and among them, they're proposing to close.
Yeah, 150 military installations, large and small, make the list. Regionally, the Groton, Connecticut submarine base and the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. But it is emphasized that recommendation does not necessarily mean closure. Next, the commission will hold public hearings May through August, and there's still a process, so...
Well, they're proposing to close 150, but they're actually going to close about 50, right?
Well, Rumsfeld has said that initially they were, of the bases and installations, if there'd be 20% or so, and that's now down to perhaps between as many as 5 and 10%. So,
well, they're not going to...
Specific final numbers, I don't know, but...
Oh. Well, they're not going to close all 150 that they're proposing.
No. That is the recommendation. Those are the...
But they close all 150?
That's the recommendation, yes.
But they close all 150?
150 military installations make the list of the Federal Base Realignment and Closure Commission.
To
save $50 billion over 20 years. Now you're glad they're spending $300 billion to bring democracy to a bunch of cockroaches in Iraq?
Well, that is right. Aren't you right about that? Well, that decimates all of these. I mean, that's insane. There's all kinds of
4,000 positions at
just in this area
at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard.
We need to go down there and chain ourselves to something at the Pentagon. Make them stop this nonsense. 1/4 till the hour.
Alexandra Lebenthal, and if you don't own a single municipal bond, you really should call Lebenthal.
Much, Mr. Imus. I appreciate that.
Maybe this weekend, stop by the firehouse, get hosed down.
I was going to stop by the groomers and just get flea dipped. I thought that would make you happier.
That's even a much better idea, by the way.
Stop by the firehouse and get hosed, period.
And how are things on the home front, by the way?
They're actually pretty good right now.
All right.
Yeah, my father-in-law is not thrilled about me being a scum reporter, though. He's 75 years old, and we're having a party for him tomorrow to celebrate. But he's like, he's ashamed of me, I think.
He wasn't ashamed of you prior to this?
Well, he might have been, but now he has an excuse.
Yeah, but now everybody knows.
This is obviously none of our business, but how long have you been married to this husband?
I have been married to this husband for 16 years and 1 week. I celebrated my 16th wedding anniversary last Friday.
And how long did the other one last?
I left the day before my second anniversary.
Oh, okay, so that was a short-lived?
Yes.
20 minutes. It was like a nanosecond in the scheme of things.
Right. And, well, I'm glad things are going well. This one can be a little unreasonable, right?
Oh, God, don't you know it?
Well, you don't need that.
No, I totally don't need that. But, you know, I love him. I think he loves me. It's one of those things. You know, you've been married. You've been down this road, so...
You think he loves you?
I do know he loves me. He puts up with me, Mr. Imus.
Okay, well, I mean, but if you just think, that's bad. You got to know, so...
You're married 16 years. Trust me, he doesn't love you anymore. Just... All right?
I'm taking this from marriage counselor, Sid.
And by the way, Sid, you're to be congratulated because there have been fairly good sports reports.
Fairly. I'll take that.
I think we all agree, since you stopped smoking crack, watching pornography, drinking and gambling, you pretty much are not funny anymore and you've lost your edge.
Somebody had a good point yesterday. Instead of stopping all these vices at the same time, which might be a little overwhelming,
right?
Why not just let them just stop one? Like just quit the crack,
right,
and go back to the booze and the pornography. And,
well, no, the booze leads to the crack.
Right.
So
they kind of go hand in hand. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, quit the booze and the crack.
Okay.
And you can watch porno movie. I mean, this way it's...
Go back to the porn and the gambling.
And that would be hand
well, no,
in hand.
the gambling puts so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because the bookies want to kill him.
And then it leads to the booze, and the booze
makes
leads
him want to drink.
Yes, that's right, Brian.
All right.
You should have jumped, Sid. That's the problem.
It's not too late. And the pornography is just, between you and me, it's just, that's a disease. I mean, that's just enough.
You don't want to turn on the porno channel, you know, and see your wife there with a couple big black eyes.
What would be wrong with that?
Nothing unless you're married, unless, you know, it's your wife, is what I'm trying to say about Sid.
I see, so. And, well, anyway, you've both been fine. But you've actually been better than fine, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Brian, nice to see you, and I'm glad. Thanks for coming up with us. Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, or whatever.
Hi, I'm Brian Wilson. How are you? I'm fine.
And all of you people here, many of you stayed all morning. Thank you very much for coming.
Because they don't have jobs.
So pick up that free cheese on the way out.
And the people here at it's a beautiful old theater. And again, the sound people that did a great job. And I'm out of here. Thank you very much.
We're happy.
Eva was a dreamer, never got it right, died in living color, lived in black and white. Faithful as a magnified, hung up on a song. She cried down to the breakfast nooks, Ward, there's something wrong. Something wrong with the people. Something wrong with the people. Something wrong with the people. The middle of the believer is gone. Imus in the morning.
Westbury Manor, for simplicity and diversity in planning a corporate meeting or a special event. One phone call to the Westbury Manor and all your plans are taken care of. Nestled amongst 4 acres of manicured gardens, the 100-year-old mansion is a serene setting for your next meeting or corporate gala. Providing excellent service and exceptional cuisine, the Westbury Manor is capable of accommodating events of all sizes, both indoors and outdoors. With diverse menus, the Westbury Manor is sure to exceed your expectations. Westbury Manor on Jericho Turnpike in Westbury. The Polo Lounge at Westbury Manor is open weekdays for lunch and 7 nights a week for dinner, featuring live music Tuesday through Saturday. For information, call 516-333-7117. That's 516-333-7117. The Westbury Manor. For simplicity, for diversity in planning, Westbury Manor, a manor of taste.
There's never been a better time to get XM.
An inner ear thing in which he can't fly.
Very susceptible to motion sickness, and it's exacerbated at certain times of the year, particularly when pollen and so on is extant as it is right now.
So he drove to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, when we went up there. And now this week we're going to
Portsmouth?
Norfolk, Virginia.
And Norfolk, Virginia, yeah.
You're going to drive there.
I doubt it, which is why I'm going to...
What do you have?
I have what has been recommended as a possibility by somebody who suffers similarly. It's a medication that I'm going to investigate.
What is it?
With one of our doctors today. It's called meclizine, and is taken for... And I'm going to...
You ever taken that, son?
Nah, I never even heard of it. I
haven't either.
Why don't you just try heroin?
Just not out on a plane, yeah.
It says this medicine may cause blurred vision.
The Cardinal will be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil is going to Norfolk with us. And Dr. Phil will be counseling people in the audience there. So, not many, but if you have any particular problem that you haven't been able to address,
Right.
with your own healthcare professional there in Norfolk, I don't know how you get tickets for the program or anything, or why you'd want to, but just insist.
Well, just...
How do they, Bernie? Do we know that? Because
Yeah, during the local breaks, they inform the potential audience members how to do everything.
Oh, okay. So you may want to check all that out. Well, I said Time for Sports, and as I mentioned, is sponsored by the Plasma TV people from Panasonic, which I'm getting one, by the way. In fact, I'm going to make arrangements to get one today.
Damn it.
By noon. Well, I don't care when they do it, but I want to buy it. I need one very soon, in the next few days.
Why?
Because I'm sick of this television I have. It's a Sony, and it sucks.
It's inferior.
I want a Panasonic. The Panasonic Plasma TV is the television to have.
It's the benchmark.
Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful. But, certain people like to get these TVs because they like to watch sporting events. There's a certain thing they love to watch. What is it the I-Man can't wait to watch on Plasma TV? I just can't imagine the McNeil-Lehrer report being that much better on Plasma.
Meet the press.
Well, meet the press.
Nothing, actually. Hardball. I want to watch Hardball.
So you think that Chris Matthews on a Plasma TV would be much more enjoyable to watch?
Sharper and more well-defined.
Yes.
High definition
Yeah.
Russert.
There you go.
Yeah. I watch the country music deal occasionally.
Megapixel.
Hey, by the way, Dave, and I watched Jon Stewart, The Daily Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good show.
Big article, big interview with Dave Chappelle in Time Magazine.
Setting the record straight.
Well, that boy got some problems. Jesus, God. Whew.
He's way overthinking the fart and the Kotex and the racial jokes.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Take it easy, buddy.
It's $50 million, Dave. Come back. I mean, he's in Africa.
Get on and do your thing, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what he's forfeiting, $50 million?
You're not as funny as you're either not as funny as Chris Rock, or you're funnier than Chris Rock, but you got to stop worrying about it.
Said the first 2 seasons of his show, quote, had a real spirit to them, he says. I want to make sure whatever I do has spirit. My boy's on the pipe.
He's clearly
Bottom
smoking.
line.
He's smoking rock. I mean, that's just...
Come on, man.
All right, what's going on? What else? So you got something, Charles?
Well, he says that he's not on crack, and he's not in a mental institution, and he says, I'm an introspective dude. I enjoy my own thoughts sometimes, and I've been doing a lot of thinking here.
I'm an irrespective mother effer, you know what I mean? That's the way I roll, Joe.
It's really troubling. He's got to really wake up. Here's Sid. What's going on, Sid?
All right, the Yankees did win their 8th in a row, and Tino Martinez didn't hit 1 home run. He hit 2 more home runs. He's now hit 8 home runs in the last 8 games, and he's tied with his teammate Alex Rodriguez with 12 home runs for the Major League lead. That is the story of the year so far in Major League Baseball, the comeback of Tino Martinez. Red Sox lost again yesterday, man. They lost 2 or 3 over the weekend to Seattle, but Manny Ramirez hit his 10th home run of the year in the loss. He's now hit 400 home runs in his career. Also, yesterday, the Baltimore Orioles won as well in the AL East. They beat the Chicago White Sox 6-2.
And by the way, Randy Johnson looked awful yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't look good. He gave up 3 runs in the first inning, gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, but finally the Yankee offense saved him. Yes, Randy Johnson did not look good yesterday.
What are you laughing about, Bernie?
It just gets me sexually aroused, actually, to hear, Randy Johnson, the ace
You know, the ace of aces.
Yes.
The Yankees are counting on.
I don't want to throw. I hate to throw ice.
still.
I hate to throw ice, Bernie, on the.
I know, 8 in a row.
But he won the game. Yes.
I
he
know,
got, he got
Well,
credit
yeah,
for the
but
win.
I mean, it's by default.
Well, listen, they're finding ways to win, and that's why Joe Torre's a great manager, and that's why this is.
Yeah, you wanted to fire him a month ago.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, things have turned around.
All right, what else going on?
How about boxing? Did you see the big fight on Saturday night between Felix Trinidad and Winky Wright?
Oh, man, Trinidad was like a punching bag.
Exactly right. Winky Wright connected on the jab all night long. And
$49 to watch that?
Yeah, well, you know, watching the Zab Judah fight before was pretty good, but I did spend the $49 to watch it. Reminds me of the old joke guy, man. Of
Well,
course.
the Zab Judah fight lasted about a minute.
Yeah, 3 rounds. Well, you are up on all this stuff.
That's what you need a plasma TV
Yeah, that's what he needs it for.
Well, I couldn't see it very well because I wasn't a stupid Sony. I need my Panasonic
Of course.
plasma.
Winky Wright, of course, the African-American, taking on the Puerto Rican Felix Trinidad. And,
Okay.
well, you know the old joke, don't you? There's a black
No,
guy.
I don't know. No, I don't want to know the
Oh,
old
it's
joke.
okay, you
either.
like it. It's a black guy and a Puerto Rican guy in a car. Who's driving?
Well, I don't know.
The cops.
Sid found the spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Sid's got the spirit.
Oh, that's not funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is not funny.
Can I say it again next hour?
No, you can't. No, that is not funny.
You gotta wait 2 hours. You don't know how to do it yet.
And it's like we rotate the bits. Kill the program said. Come on, hurry up.
That's it. Trinidad lost the fight against Winky Wright, and hopefully now Winky Wright can take on the winner, Bernard Hopkins and Jermaine Taylor, coming up by Maine on July the 16th.
Yeah,
There's a God.
Can't wait for that. 27 after the hour.
On MSNBC.
Bring it down.
The magazine got blasted by the Bush administration and also sparked rioting that killed perhaps as many as 17 across the Muslim world, basically, though, in Afghanistan, where the worst rioting occurred. This all in the wake of the lone anonymous source for the story saying he could no longer stand by that account.
Well, how, Deidre asked me a question last night, and I thought she was being goofy.
Yeah.
But then as I got to thinking about it, she said, how do they get Newsweek there in their mud hut in Afghanistan? Meaning, what she meant was, how did they become aware of this story? Who reported this story to them?
Al Jazeera picks it up, and
Okay.
of course.
Right.
And similar outlets, right.
Word of mouth.
Yep.
Right.
Sure. It certainly would. In fact, it would probably go across the greater Muslim world with some rapidity, I imagine.
Took 10, 11 days, all right, before they snapped on it.
Yep.
It takes a long time for their internet pages to load. Have to hit the refresh button 9, 10 times, make the goat run faster to power it up.
I don't think the circulation of Newsweek is all that great in the mountains of Afghanistan.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
But,
Well, I can't get it on Central Park West. I don't know how they're going to get it where they are,
well, internet.
Well, all right.
They do have access to the internet.
Camel Express.
Exactly. So,
Where's this Jerry Jeff Walker song?
Well, they've gotten, here's the thing, that the bottom line, and a lot of people have addressed this, but the media are out of control, in terms of, and having been a victim of this, I don't need to go on about it. I'm a big boy and I've survived this, and
Right.
it's not a big deal, but it wasn't serious in my case, but
there are scars.
but there, pardon me?
The Iron Man still has scars. The Iron Man's human.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the coyotes howl, but the train rolls on, you know.
Absolutely.
But
What the hell does that mean?
what happens is, and again, I keep referring to Lance Morrow and Jim Lair and others, but the folks have these stories that they have. Like the Wall Street Journal had this story where they thought there was all this horrible stuff going on out at the Imus Ranch, and they thought there was some investigation by the part of the Attorney General. Turns out it wasn't anything of the sort. And so they had this preconceived idea of what the story was.
Exactly.
And as they prepared to do this, which is they spent a couple of months on it, as it kept moving along, they had to make the facts fit their agenda.
Because the story was failing them.
And then as it turned out on the day they ran the story, this inquiry, which was routine, by the way, from Spitzer's office, was wrapped up. So, and in the Newsweek case, I mean, I guess they had this, they got this information from apparently somebody at the Pentagon that somebody had flushed the Koran down the toilet there at Guantanamo, and Bernard had the best observation yesterday, and that was, first of all, that's impossible.
Yeah, hold on just a minute.
I mean, because you were left with the impression that to just toss the book in the toilet and flush it, but it's, as Craig Crawford pointed out this morning, it's 450 pages. And even if they tore it up, I mean, come on. So they had this story. They then write it and take the unusual step of then showing what they've written to a couple of other people at the Pentagon. And when these other people at the Pentagon didn't have any comment one way or another, and when if you get to thinking about that, probably something somebody didn't want to get into, or maybe they just didn't, who knows, because we don't know who the sources are. We can't question these people to find out what their reaction was. I mean, I'd like to be able, or have Russ or somebody, talk to the person. I'd like to talk to the person who read the Periscope item, commented on one aspect of an unrelated story, and didn't comment on this. I would like to know why they didn't, or what were they thinking when they read that. And wouldn't somebody at the Pentagon or any reasonable person recognize that the potential existed to piss a bunch of these folks off if considering what all of the other allegations that have gone on in these various prison camps, that suddenly somebody had flushed a Koran down the toilet. So you could anticipate that they were going to be pissed off about it.
Absolutely.
And make an issue of it.
Of course.
When somebody explained what a toilet bowl was to these people.
And blow it out of proportion, which is what they obviously have done. But Newsweek, going back to my weak thesis here, well, not weak thesis, but clumsily articulated thesis, and that is that Newsweek had the story, and then they were trying to make the facts fit, and they had one source, and they wrote that they had sources, which they did not have sources. They had one source. They had two other people who looked at it and declined to comment one way or another. Apparently, we don't even know that.
Apparently, in their opinion, reached the level of sources. The fact that
I think that's just sloppy, lazy reporting is what all that is, and goes back to wanting to be first with some item and that whole gotcha thing. But it really isn't any more complicated than, as I've been saying all morning, they had a story and it got out in front of their facts.
Plus, they're self-hating American Upper West Side elitists.
There you go. If they come from a mindset that assumes U.S. Wrongdoing, if that's your assumption, and then you try to make the story fit that.
And here's what people are sick of, and I like Craig Crawford a lot, and I'll bet his book is good.
I bet it is.
However, it isn't. Politicians have been handed this ammunition. Well, whichever politician we're talking about, I suspect we're talking about the Republicans. This vast right-wing conspiracy, but they've been handed the ammunition by the media.
Exactly.
Because the public is tired of anonymous sources reporting stuff, and the stories turn out not to be true, or in too many cases to talk about here, of people making stuff up. Like the clown from USA Today, or the Jason Blair at the New York Times. Well, there's a bunch of others.
Yes. Remember the thing at CNN with the tail hook scale, whatever that was?
Ixnay on that.
Who's the guy?
Ixnay on the...
yeah.
But in the end, it's all turned out
Ray Applin K. Ixnay on the...
Is that the nerd guy?
Tail hook Egan. Well, I can't speak pig Latin, obviously.
But in the end, it's all turned out to be a good thing.
How's it a good thing?
Well, you got these degenerate Arabs killing each other in the streets. So that's, these...
Yeah, but then they're going to direct the anger towards
so you know what?
our guys.
Well, let's see what happens first. Right now, they're just killing each other.
Well, you're an idiot if you can't project a little
All right,
bit.
listen, it's paranoia on your part. If none of the Americans get killed, then this turned out to be a great thing by Newsweek. But these filthy Arabs are killing each other in the streets.
They want to kill us, and this gives them more ammunition.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
And at some point, they're going to kill more.
Enhances their position.
Oh, they hated us before anyway.
No, we understand that.
Now they hate us more.
That is a good job.
They don't hate us as much as, well, we hate you.
Oh.
Do they?
I didn't know that. No.
The buzzards circle, but the chuck wagon remains stationary.
No, that's not the phrase.
Well, it makes about as much sense as the phrase does. The coyotes howl, but the train rolls on.
Well,
It's mixed metaphors, John. What does one have to do with the other? The coyotes howl, are they on the train tracks?
well, no, but they're
Are they
barking. The
trying to-
dogs are barking, but the caravan rolls on. That's the original.
So quaint.
They squeal, but they still make bacon.
The point is that you have these people, you have the Robert Franks of the world, the Jason Blairs of the world, and these other people who are yapping at you, but that doesn't dissuade you or prevent you from what you're doing. If what you're doing is, in at least our case, what we think and has been demonstrated, a fairly noble endeavor.
Pigs squeal, but Bernie keeps banging them.
I'm not going to even give you my response, the one that I have in my head.
Let's say it. Let's say it. That's all right.
No, it was Danielle in a heartbeat, wasn't it, Bernie?
Say hello to Mrs. Rosenberg when you get home.
Jerry Jeff Walker with recorded evidence that it's time to go to that, I don't know.
In Morris County, New Jersey, southbound on 287. So that's cause to celebrate.
You're a tormented, miserable, desperate housewife. Who are you kidding?
The body has been removed, too. Great news.
Hey. 22 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. We're questioning Tracy Burgess, who's doing a traffic report. It sounds just positively giddy about reporting that these...
Over a car fire.
Yeah, they managed to drag this,
You would think it was
seared body from the wreckage.
Imagine somebody there.
All right,
a limo or something.
Lou Rufino, Bernard McGurk, Tracy Burgess, Sid Rosenberg, Camilla Parker Bowles, Charles McCord, and the I-Man. I want you to, and Tim, you too. I want you all to, this really is evidence, I think, unless I'm way off base, which I often am, that Jerry Jeff Walker needs to have a note pinned to his, his resistol and sent to the Grand Ole Opry home for the people sucking cream corn. This is, Kinky sent this to me.
The riders kidnapped Jesus, and they'll never give him back. Well, our founding fathers came here seeking freedom from the church. They formed a form of government that put all people first. A king or priest that always kept them underneath their thumb. Are we going to repeat every dumb thing that we've done? No, Jesus was a good man. He spoke for love and truth. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Yeah, they do it with no knowledge of the past. And now the riders kidnapped Jesus and they'll never give him back. Oh Lord, I wish that you could reach down and slap a few extreme religious bubbas who say they speak for you. I know you've got your own plans, I won't bother you with mine. Singing's just the way I get confusion off my mind. Well, I watched them pick a pope in a hokey kind of way. Black smoke, white smoke, then he gave the crowd a wave. Then a doctor in the Senate goes on TV, church to church. I guess if God is watching, his feelings must be hurt. Now men hold all positions high up in every cult, while women walk behind them like some problems are their fault. They say that Jesus walked with Mary, preaching door to door. That was back before they kidnapped him and labeled her a whore. Oh Lord, I wish that you could reach down and slap a few extreme religious bubbas who say they speak for you. I know you've got your own plans, I won't bother you with mine.
No, don't, Chris.
That went on forever.
I thought it was. I think he sounds like Neil Diamond. I don't think it's all that bad.
Well, no, George F. Walker can sing.
You don't hear the similarity between his voice and Neil Diamond.
That's not what this is.
What do
you think it took him? 2 hits or 4 hits of crystal meth to write that?
Man, that is disturbing. So.
I wish I was in a car fire right about now.
Jerry Jeff,
So do we.
off the bus and into the ambulance.
Jerry Jeff Walker, that's evidence there that it's clearly over.
He's drunk.
I mean,
He really is. His day in the limelight is over.
I mean, that is Mr. Bojangles. That is not Mr. Bojangles.
I wish God had reached down and slapped him a few times.
Yeah, my holy God.
He did Mr. Bojangles, that guy?
Yeah.
I thought Sammy Davis Jr. did Mr. Bojangles.
Oh, you are such a moron. Get out of my life. All right, here is Tracy Burgess for the Scum Report. Morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. There's a new Life magazine survey out there. It shows that men and women have very different priorities on how they want to spend the weekends. So what do you think is tops on guys' list?
Sex.
Sex, of course. Yeah, sex is tops on guys' list, but it comes in third on the list for the females.
How about sex with their wives?
They didn't specify exactly who they want to be doing it with.
Yeah.
Quality time with the family is number 2. A date with the wife, a romantic date with the wife, actually came in 3. Quality time alone and escape from work are the rest of them. Women want to sleep, be alone, and then have sex.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
and they say that drinkers have more fun than non-drinkers, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Take a nap, stay in the closet for a couple hours, and then come out and see me.
There is another book out on Bubba and exactly how he's had his relationships with women. It's an author called Candace E. Jackson, and the book is called Their Lives, the Women Targeted by the Clinton Machine. And it's kind of about Clinton and his shrew of a wife, how they harassed and intimidate and terrorized everybody who got in the way. And the person who's giving it a real thumbs up is Kathleen Willey, who is obviously one of the people who saw the Willie of the Willie, and says it's a true account of the nightmare the former couple put her through.
And Juanita Broderick also said it's a true chronology of what went on.
By the way, Hillary's going to go up against Richard Nixon's son-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Ed Cox.
Right, so she's going up against Cox once again for a change.
That would be something out of the
You really are
ordinary for
trying
her.
very hard, honestly, both of you.
And another guy who is womanizing is Zach Braff. He is the star of that show Scrubs. They did a DVD party for, I guess Scrubs came out on DVD, and now all the waitresses dressed up as nurses. So here's his loser line. He goes over to this woman and says, "You have beautiful hooters," and he used the T word, and then tries to push a copy of the DVD down the front of her, I guess, in waitress uniform, which was a nurse's uniform, and his girlfriend's right there, and says, like, that's okay.
It's smooth with a V.
Oh, what's the problem?
You don't have a problem with that? I mean, it's not like the girlfriend is right there. You think he was trying for something that was...
lighten up, Tracy.
Little
Come on.
threesome, maybe, yeah.
What are you, frigid?
Come on,
What's the matter with you?
Take it easy. Yeah, come on.
Come on.
All right, 29 after the hour, time for sports, and here with that is Sid Rosenberg. I said,
I'm going to stuff this piece of paper after I read the story Imus right down your chest as well.
by the way, sports sponsored by Peerless Boilers, America's best boiler.
Hey, for Lesbo. What's that?
Leave her alone.
Hey, shut up.
Hey, take it easy, all right? Sports. I have a story here about... this one you're not going to believe, my man. This one you're not going to believe. Tennessee boxing officials may not allow Riddick Bowe to fight. Darn. This is very hard to believe, but they say that Riddick Bowe may have brain damage.
Really?
No.
Good.
Not to mention the fact that he looks like Star Jones.
Say that one doctor said he had brain damage. They're looking for a second opinion.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Rex
You know what
Chapman.
this is starting to sound like?
What's that?
The old show you used to have on WNEW.
Sports guys.
Yeah.
Brain damage, no way.
Take the pace up, get some focus here, and tell me who won and who lost, and then get out of the studio.
You don't want to hear about Rex Chapman, the former Kentucky star, wasn't allowed to date black girls when he was playing for the Kentucky basketball team?
What now?
Now I got your attention, didn't I? Former Kentucky star Rex Chapman told the newspaper that school officials try to stop him from dating black women, or at least hide it, rather than inflame the fans over in Kentucky.
Why can't a black guy date black girls?
Well, he's a white guy.
Oh.
Well, you wouldn't know that from your intro.
Yeah, but why would, like you said, why would I mention if it was a black guy?
You have a handbag?
All right,
Get
fair
the
enough.
facts out.
Want to talk about the Yankees last night, I'm in?
Sure.
Yankees won last night again. They've now won 9 in a row. Bernie Williams at a grand
By the way,
What?
I talked to Mad Dog Russo yesterday,
It's your problem.
and he's unwilling, as are you, to give Mike Francesa his props. But I would like to point
Oh,
out
he hates Mike Frances.
that when the Yankees won on May 7th, I was talking to Scazzeri about this yesterday, and then Mike came in on that Monday, and he said then, mark this down, we have it on tape, I don't have the tape, but Francesa said then, mark it down now, that the summer of excitement is underway. And you...
Wait, I made that pronouncement before they won on May 7th.
That's correct.
What did you say?
At the end of when they were in that losing streak, and
Right.
Sid was running his mouth and it was over.
Play that tape.
We're talking Yankees.
You can play the Yankee tape.
Oh, I can't play the tape when he picked $900,000 in losses for the Breeders' Cup.
That was unfortunate. No, but my only point is that neither you nor Mad Dog wants to give Francesa the appropriate credit. What is it he is due?
I would be happy to give Frances
No, you
credit.
wouldn't. You're so resentful and envious of him that it's
Well,
frightening.
after the Mets sweep the Yankees this weekend,
Yeah, then what are you going to say?
see how he runs his fat mouth.
Who, me? Or Mike?
Well, that we can only hope that's the case. Even though I'm a Yankee fan, I don't know why. Charles and I talk about this almost every night about how our rooting patterns.
Oh, yeah.
And our rooting pattern would be, in this particular weekend series, absolutely for a sweep by the men.
Now, both teams have the same record right now. They're both 20 and 19. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Both the game over 500.
Correct. So but you'd be rooting for the Mets this weekend.
Yes.
What happens if the Mets lose the next 2 to Cincinnati, and the Yankees win the next 2, and the Yankees come in with the better record?
Well, that's irrelevant.
Doesn't matter. At this point,
No.
you're a Mets
We're
fan.
talking about the weekend series.
It's relevant to the Yankees Mets.
I'm having a tough time following this.
19-1, 12-3, 9-8. That's what I want. Okay?
That would hurt.
As the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by Lebenthal, bonds for stock buyers, stocks for bond buyers, and by North Fork Bank. There's a reason 2 million people visit one of North Fork's 360 branches every day. Why don't you find out why they do that? Do you hear me?
Topless tellers?
No, just go in and find out.
Yeah.
North Fork Bank, member FDIC. What's the market doing, Bernie?
The market is down. The Dow is down over 30 points already. The Nasdaq down 8.5 already.
Well, the wheels
Wow.
have come off.
Man.
It's over.
Can't even find the wheels.
Holy God, 33 after the hour. Little feet now, baby.
There was a woman in Georgia, didn't feel just right. She had fever all day and chilled at night. Now things got worse, yes, a serious bind. In times like this, it takes a man with a style like getting out of a bind. A doctor of the heart and a doctor of the mind. If you like country with a boogie beat, here's a man to me. You like the sound of your feet, it can be me. If you want to feel real nice, just pass the rock and roll down to the
struggled to find your luggage at a baggage claim filled with identical...
What, drive around at 30?
Yeah.
Or get people in Florida to drive the cars?
Sure, why not?
Stop at Denny's about halfway.
No, put them on the track. Then you got a spectator's board, you know what I mean?
Tracy Burgess in the studio. What's coming up in Scum, Tracy?
She's not in the studio.
Why isn't she?
She's out preparing her news and traffic and
He's in the staircase. He's in the staircase with Dave Bunzel practicing a Britney moves.
Oh, God.
Oh, that is ugly. The Imus Morning Business Report, sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. Today at the exchange, the opening bell will be rung by Accurite Corporation President and CEO Terrence Keane.
Never saw that before.
Keane celebrates the company's initial what?
That's a good move. I never saw that one.
That would be an impression of Dave, but would be lost on almost 100% of our audience because, but then...
No one's heard him.
No one's ever heard him. But by the way, that's right on, Lou.
Is that my belt on the floor?
It sounds a little like Trump, actually.
Yeah, well, Dave has aspirations to be a realtor. I heard.
Next apprentice.
You're absolutely terrific, I've heard. Plus, you're fired.
Accurite Corporation, headquartered in Evansville, Indiana, trades under the ticker symbol
Trump.
CW11 after the hour. Thursday, the opening bell will be rung by GE Vice Chairman and NBC Universal Chairman and CEO Robert Wright. Celebrate the first anniversary of the NBC Universal merger. General Electric Company, parent company of NBC Universal, trades under the ticker symbol GE. Yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 80 points at 10,332. The NASDAQ Composite closed up 10 points. It's over 2,000 now, Chuck, about 4 ticks over.
All right.
The New York Stock Exchange Composite closed up 39 points to 70.35. We'll be in Norfolk, Virginia on Friday, and Dr. Phil is making the trip with us. And kind of an amusing I don't know how to describe this. An amusing request from the radio station there in Norfolk. They wanted to know if because they provide all of the, well, they pay for everything. They pay for the net jet. They pay for everything. They wanted to know if we needed an extra room in the hotel because Dr. Phil is coming with us.
Sure, he need a suite.
And, of course, Chernoff has no sense of humor, but...
No.
But
What are they thinking?
but if he had any sense of humor, he would have said yes, but he apparently did not.
Give me that sheet. I'll fix it.
13 after the hour. What else going on, Charles?
Well, let's see.
The CMA Awards last night. Entertainer of the Year, Kenny Chesney. The male vocalist, Keith Urban. Female vocalist, a redneck woman, Gretchen Wilson.
Wow, dirty.
That girl's been around a while.
That girl don't know from soap.
Well, yes, she does, but she didn't bother to get dressed up last night, did she?
Didn't have to.
The vocal group, vocal duo, again, Brooks and Dunn. Man, I don't get that. I mean,
well, what don't you get? There's two of them. That's what a duo is.
No, but they were up against Big and Rich and Montgomery
Big and
Gentry.
Rich is three guys. Big, Rich, and the Midget. There's three guys. It's not a
They
duo.
don't count the Midget.
They don't quite... Why? Is he in the band or not?
Yes, he is.
That's like saying the Beatles, but we don't count Ringo. You know what I mean?
A lot of people didn't. So.
They shouldn't have.
That's very good. You're absolutely right.
And the best DJs in country music, according to the CMAs, are old Tim and Willie. They're at KNIX in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
So them boys they're getting it done out there.
They give out all these awards to the singers and the DJs and all that. Then they give out awards for best casino.
Yes, they do.
Why? Why?
Because a lot of these people played in those casinos.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the best casino, according to them, was the Mandalay Bay Resort in what would be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But
And the South should have seceded 150 years ago. It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The best trailer park to play in.
Could Garth Brooks' head get any bigger? Did you see the size of that guy's head?
well, yes, that's about the size of yours, by the way, General Gonzalez.
But I'm not a country western star, okay?
No, I understand that.
Jeez.
Are you sure?
Forehead like a handball court.
Cardinal Egan is next. It's a quarter after the hour here on the Imus-May program. And then after Cardinal Egan, we'll talk with Bo Dietl and then Howard Kurtz from the Washington Post. So could be pretty good. Or not.
Every year is
be there, so they put her in reverse and back that thing up.
Holy God.
30-minute delays at the George Washington Bridge, 30 at the Lincoln, 10 at the Holland. The Imus in the morning forecast, sun clouds, high temperatures near 70 degrees. Currently 53 degrees under fair skies in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
It is 21 minutes after the hour here on the Imus-May program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. We'll talk with Bo Dietl about his trip on the NetJet 737 to Las Vegas with 15 maid members of organized crime, probably. And then we'll talk with Howard Kurtz. Sid will have sports, and Tracy Burgess with the Scum Report. But right now, please welcome over from the Archdiocese with a message of hope and inspiration.
Flipping torch fires out of me way. Move it.
John Cardinal O'Connor.
Right here.
Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless.
I'm sorry.
Dumb bastard, you shut up. Let me speak. Good morning to God bless.
You look a lot like Cardinal O'Connor, Cardinal Egan.
You look a lot like Keith Richards, you. Wrinkle up old dirtbag, you.
So, how are you?
Let me just say this, Mr. Marn.
Yeah.
It's getting to be like a big bad habit coming over here, be Jesus.
Yeah.
Coming over to this filthy hole. Speaking of filthy holes, Mr. Marn.
No.
They held the annual AIDS Marchathon up in Central Park this past Sunday, Mr. Marn.
Fine.
As luck would have it, I just happened to be up in the park bird watching with a couple of nuns, be Jesus. So more damn skinny woodpeckers to last me a bloody lifetime, be Jesus. All the dirty characters make you sick. Speaking of old homos, Mr. Marn, I see the I-Man is persistent with this whole appearing on TV debacle, be Jesus. Makes no sense. Let me just instruct the curious radio listener out there who's never watched this stupidity on how they too can enjoy the whole I-Man on TV experience. You tune to your local I station, put a prune on top of your radio, put a little cowboy hat on top of the prune. You sit there and you look and you listen and prepare to pass out, you bloody Amadon, you be Jesus. Nation of nitwits watching this drivel. Let me just say this, Mr. Marn, about everybody loves Raymond. Everybody doesn't love Raymond, Mr. Marn.
I like him.
I hate Raymond, Mr. Marn. I had hoped Raymond's house caught fire while he was lying helpless under the front wheels of a local bus, BG, or some damn thing. Another piece of Hollywood trash featuring a weak husband, a loudmouth, unsatisfied wife, and a bunch of spoiled, smart-mouth punk kids, BGs. God bless America, Mr. Marn. Come to think of it, maybe those queers up in Central Park have something going on there, BGs, I tell you that. It's not the likes of the Raymond family on TV, Mr. Marn. It's the drugged-out Osborns or the god-awful Gottis or some other damn bunch of bull shenanigans, BGs. Sick of it all, Mr. Marn. Let me just say this about the hideous Victoria Gotti.
Oh, no, I just don't know if we want to go here or not.
From that growing-up snotty program, Mr. Marn.
Yeah?
Rumor has it that this big-mouthed, blood-moneyed bimbo smells like Larry the Cable Guy's dirty underwear, Mr. Marn. I tell you that. They say that hose in Miss Gotti really is like sleeping with the fishes, Mr. Marn. I tell you. Sausage-sucking skank, BGs. Get her off on the telly.
No, I'm begging you.
Let me ask you this, Amos. Whatever happened to shows like Leave It to Beaver? Or is that what they're calling the Ellen DeGeneres show these days, BGs? Look to make you want to fling the TV out the window. I tell you that, Amos Lamar.
No, Cardinal Egan.
Somebody out there, do me a favor. Tell Al Sharpton and the Reverend Jesse Jackass to shut the hell up. Complaining about the Mexican president. Who said illegals do the job that even blacks won't do.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Marr. When was the last time you looked out your window and saw Homie the Clown mowing your front lawn, BGs? Doesn't happen. Let us pray, Mr. Marr. Time for the Cardinal to enrich the soldier, you pagan punks. Now bow your heads down, BGs, and quiet down.
All right.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. My boot in the eye man's teeth we want the most. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Oh, Lord, we pray for those who live with AIDS, that they stop holding these silly parades. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Let us pray that Skanky Victoria Gotti does find a soulmate. Mike Tyson, Big Pussy, or Robert Blake would be great. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear your prayer.
Let us pray that those at Newsweek soon see the light of their offices in flames in the middle of the night, BGs. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Let us pray that Big Mouth Boner knows Howard Stern, chokes on his vomit, and is soon in an org. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
We pray that the TV's Dr. Phil, sanctimonious shrink from the south, is photographed in a miniskirt with a black man's tool in his mouth. God forgive me. Lord, hear our prayer. Let's hear it, you dirtbags.
Lord, hear our
God
prayer.
bless us and save us. Which doesn't belong and why?
Okay.
Which doesn't belong and why?
All right.
A, First Lady Laura Bush.
Laura Bush.
B, Second Lady Lynn Cheney.
Lynn Cheney.
C, I Lady Deirdre Imus. Which doesn't belong and why?
Well, obviously, Deirdre Imus.
Wrong, you syphilitic old schmuck, you be jeez. While all three... Shut up. While all three powerful women are admittedly desperate housewives, the answer is B, Lynn Cheney doesn't belong. Because while the other two stopped long ago, Lynn Cheney still kisses dick every night, be jeez. I'm going straight to hell.
Coming up on 26. Cardinal Egan with a message of Mr. President.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, honky, let her back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling. Months of funk, someone fucking jump, yo, I'll bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the punks out. Imus in the morning.
James Hahn became the city's first Hispanic mayor in more than 130 years.
All right. One more for us.
Coño.
Put some gravy on that, somebody.
Put some gravy on that little bit.
Villaraigosa is a high school dropout, turned his life around to become Speaker of the California Assembly, then a member of the Los Angeles City Council, and to a wildly cheering group of supporters, Villaraigosa says he is ready to face his city's problems.
I intend to be a mayor who will confront those challenges. A mayor who works his heart out every single day for you.
Promising to bring the city's diverse racial and ethnic groups together, improve a city dogged by gridlock, gangs, failing schools, and lack of affordable housing. And he says he really loves Los Angeles.
Bit by bit, baby, bit by bit.
But there what?
One more for our team.
Well, no, that's good.
Before you know it, Presidente.
Well,
and then you'll be cutting my lawn. You know what I mean?
Well, I'd be happy to do it now. So.
Sure.
You better.
Oh, yeah.
What else, Chuck?
Pope Benedict XVI has been trying to bring his own style to the papacy and keep the style of John Paul II. Also, in his first month as pontiff, his aides say the former cardinal has worked to soften his image while keeping to many of the traditions, though, of John Paul. Vatican officials say Benedict has had to work to ditch his image as cold and distant, an image many say is simply...
a Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. Are Jews allowed to go to Rome yet or what?
Wait a minute.
Well, shut up.
An image many, if not most, say is undeserved.
Oh,
Sure.
Stop it, sure.
Hey, wait a second. I'm German. That's a very offensive thing because our Pope and Papa comes from Germany. What's the problem?
Well, he worked for the Hitler Youth. I don't want to upset you, Paul, but
So I mean, every German is a Hitler Youth prodigy.
that is correct, yes.
Well,
Okay, very nice.
Wasn't it required
He was
program?
forced into it.
He
Ignorant
had to
baboon.
do that?
Well, no, you don't have to do anything.
And didn't he...
No, either that or you end up in a concentration camp.
One of the two, and
Well, couldn't he escape it?
Why?
No, he couldn't.
There were a lot of fine Germans that were put in them concentrated camps
That's right.
also.
There were more
Didn't he?
Christians killed. More
didn't
Christians
he go
killed in
on
the
to-
concentration camps than Jews.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, yes, there
3
were.
million
There was a lot of Germans that were
Okay,
put
well,
in
then how about him covering up the sex scandal? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till he read about it in the Boston Globe.
well, that's a problem.
Checkmate on the Hitler Youth. Now let's move on to the sex scandals.
Didn't he escape and take the German army?
Absolutely, deserted.
Oh, after he killed 3 million people, that's
He
a real
didn't kill
courageous
Now
guy.
he killed 3 million people, my Pope. Oh, nice.
Said, are we in enough trouble without going into any details?
Oh, yeah.
9 minutes after the hour, more news from Charles McCord. Charles?
Police probing a triple murder and the disappearance of 2 children in Idaho are now looking for a person of interest, as they're described in the case. According to broadcast reports, authorities are looking for one 33-year-old Robert Lutner of Hayden, Idaho. Police believe he had been visiting the home where the slayings occurred, and from the house where now these two children are missing.
Horrible.
Yep. Thought to have been there this past weekend. On Monday, the bodies of 2 adults and a teenager were found in the home, and 2 children were found to be missing.
I guarantee you he is a sex offender, and I guarantee you he's a sex offender prior, so that brings to the formation of carcerization.
10 minutes. 10 minutes after the hour here on the Imus-May program. A clumsy segue here, but they had the CMAs last night, the Academy of Country Music Awards. They entertained the years. Little old Kenny Chesney, and he seemed fairly happy about that. Male vocalist is Keith Urban. And he's good. He's
Margot Urban's brother.
And the female vocalist was that redneck woman, Gretchen Wilson.
I love her.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
I'll bet you do, yeah.
I do.
That girl, she looked a little better last night. She looks really hungover, but...
she's Super Bowl, she looked terrible. She did look cute last night.
Yeah, so nice of her to get dressed up for the big affair and all that. Holy God. And the
trailer trash pig. What are you talking
She's not a trailer trash pig.
With a
Take that
big
back.
old wide butt.
You said that like it's a bad thing. She hasn't got any big or wide butt. She's cute. And then the vocal duo, once again, Brooks and Dunn. I don't get that. I don't know how, at least Big and Rich didn't get. They got some great records. And my favorites, of course, my homeboys, Montgomery Gentry. I don't know what's the matter.
I just can't believe you're taking time out of your show to read the list of these mouth-breathing, inbred maricons winning a CMA award. Who cares?
Well,
Nobody give it a crap. You understand?
No, I
People care more about the Star Wars than they do about that.
Only
How come you're not going crazy about this, Bo, huh? This is what America wants you to go crazy about the CMAs. They all look like Don with the hats, man. I can't do nothing against them, man. Look at him. He looks like a CMA reject. Sorry, Fred. Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Your heads up.
Yeah, well, why don't we take business licitations and put that in the toilet?
We need that, brother.
All right, time for a little sports sponsored by Peerless Boilers, America's best boiler. And here with that is Sid Rosenberg. Morning, Sid.
Good morning, man. The Yankees continue their torrid pace. Won again last night. Beat Seattle. They've now won 10 games in a row. Their longest win streak.
I believe I said yesterday or the day before, looked to me as though Jason Giambi was swinging the bat better, and you ridiculed me.
I did ridicule you. Yes, I did. Yes.
Didn't you?
Yes.
Well, what happened?
What happened?
In the long line of people over the years, from the Mike Franceses to the Jim Nances that have ridiculed the I-Man, once again, the I-Man shows why he's got 4 Marconis.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'm not even sure why that's the case, but we'll go with it, okay? How's that sound?
John, fine.
All right. Yankees win last night, and you said it. Jason Giambi hit a home run last night, and Alex Rodriguez hit his Major League leading 13th home run of the year as well. The whole AL East won last night, I-Man. The Boston Red Sox won as well, as did the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. And the hottest pitcher in Major League Baseball right now, his name is John Garland of the Chicago White Sox, who won again. John Garland is now 8-0. But the Florida Marlins' Dontrell Willis got beat up by the Dodgers last night, I-Man, his first loss of the year. He's now at 7-1.
Coming up on 13 after the hour. What happened with basketball?
NBA playoffs last night. San Antonio is now 1 game closer to the Western Conference Finals, I-Man. They beat Seattle 103-90. And in the Eastern Conference, the defending champion Detroit Pistons are 1 game closer, taking on the Miami Heat as they shut down the Indiana Pacers 86-69.
And you have some car racing news?
Buddy Rice, who last year won the Indianapolis 500, will not race this year. He will not have a chance to defend his title because, the poor bastard smacked up his car during training, and he's got a concussion, a couple of broken ribs, and he's finished. He can't race.
No. Well, they're going almost 230 miles an hour.
Yeah, but there's nobody else on the track. If you're a race car driver, how do you smack up your car when there's nobody else on the track?
Charles?
Go too fast, car gets loose, hit wall.
Yeah.
I guess.
Boy, Sid, you're getting good since you've been off those drugs, man. You are sharp as a tack.
Hey, here's another thing.
Yeah.
Are you aware that Sid ran a 10K, 6.2 miles this past weekend, Bo?
You're kidding.
No.
Was he on anything?
No.
No, he's running from a loan shark. According to Bernard.
I did it in 55 minutes, too, by the way, Bo, which was, for my age group, 35 to 39-year-old men, came in 8th.
Well, I apologize for talking about you in Vegas, Sid. There is no open warrants for you. There are no markers that I know about. I have to apologize.
14 after the hour. Bo Deals are sponsored by NetJets, and Bo upgraded to the 737 business jet, which is a gorgeous plane that NetJet has. I don't know how many of them they have. All they need is one. It's only really compliant.
No, they have.
There are a bunch of them, yeah. But has 1 or 2 bedrooms in it.
2 bedrooms. It has
shower.
A full bathroom in the back, full configuration, and they had 3, not 1, not 2, one male steward and 2 stewardesses on the plane to serve the food and all that. Very, very
How many
nice.
people were on the plane? How many people?
We had, coming back 17, going out, we had 16.
Who was the 17th person coming back?
Well, who was that? Oh, Gary Weiss, Mel Weiss's son came back with us.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, Al Tomatoes was on the plane. There was one little bad thing. We take off from Vegas, and all of a sudden I hear screaming, yelling. Al Tomatoes is on the satellite phone. One of his trucks was 8 hours overdue.
Sure.
They had something in there. And when you got produce, and the produce doesn't arrive on time, you know what I mean? You could have, it could be 35 cents.
How many other members of organized crime were on the plane?
No. This was all my friends of, Shelley the Tailor was there.
Oh, sure.
No, we didn't have no
Was
organized.
Mike the Russian with you?
No, Mike was supposed to go, but he got married a week ago, and he's going through a divorce now. He married 2 girls from Russia, Anyanika and Anyanika.
Was Rocco the Thief with you?
Rocco the Thief was not invited on this trip.
Why?
Because he was not invited, that's it.
Why?
No, we love Rocco. We love Rocco.
Apparently not.
No, we love Rocco.
Were you able to play hide the fuselage with your guma on board?
No. There was no Gumadas on board. There was no Gumadas anywhere.
Well, that's
Golf,
that's
baby,
far as
golf.
we know. You know. Did you meet any women when you were in Las Vegas?
I played golf, and that was it, and I enjoyed myself very much.
So there was no...
No, I don't play that holitation
hold
stuff.
on one.
No.
All right. The Attorney General has some thoughts on Newsweek next. Stevie Ray. On.
Well, you heard about love and giving sight to the blind. My baby loving cause the sun to shine, and she my sweet little thing. She my pride and joy. She my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. I'm in the morning.
Thought about your liver lately? Well, how are you feeling? A little run down? Sluggish? Could be those impurities in your system. Most of...
Revelia Hardware Stores. If you're passionate about your lawn and garden, you stop by for the weekend projects. We've got a sale that ends on May 30th.
Well, then get your tool, right, baby?
We set it up, baby.
Yeah.
Just get the batteries.
Tracy Burgess with the Scum Report is coming up. 21 minutes at the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program on the radio all over the country. And on MSNBC, Michael Imperiali and Tim Daly are both coming up. But first, please welcome, officially now, to the Imus in the Morning program, the Attorney General of the United States, Alberto Gonzales. Good morning, General Gonzales.
Good morning, Alberto. I don't know what you're talking about. The Star Wars isn't real. You got Darth Vader sitting across the table from you over here. He's in black, he's evil, he's disfigured, and he can't breathe. What the hell is Newsweek doing to me? Bad enough I'm catching heat for the stuff those kids at Guantanamo actually did. But now I gotta cover my ass because of some fake news story about them desecrating the Koran? What, the Muslim world doesn't hate us enough already? I mean, you gotta know these guys aren't real big on the turn the other cheek thing. You just make one disparaging remark about Cat Stevens, and they're beating themselves with sticks, setting themselves on fire, blowing themselves up. You know, they're a pretty high-strung bunch. But all you gotta do is look at the cover of the current Newsweek, and you'll figure out this pendejo, Mark Whitaker, isn't exactly Ben Brentley. Jesus, he ain't even Al Goldstein. Mark is sitting around the office going, gee, what should I write about this week? John Bolton, the Patriot Act. Hey, I got an idea. Let's put George Washington on the cover. That'll sell a whole bunch of magazines, huh? Like there's a lot of people hanging on the edge of their seats for more dirt on old wooden teeth. That cherry tree chopping, slave owning, powder wig wearing faggot.
Oh, my God.
But I tell you this, even old Georgie will be outraged at that lame-ass editorial apology that pussy Mark Whitaker printed. Okay, so 17 people got killed. But I did save a whole bunch on my car insurance. I tell you what should be on the cover. A picture of Whitaker's head in the toilet with the caption, sorry, my bad, in Arabic. He tells Reuters, we're not saying it absolutely happened. We can't say that it absolutely didn't happen either. Isn't that the same thing Bill Clinton said when his old lady found out he was getting his finger polished in the Oval Office? I mean, Jesus, even the Weekly World News verifies their trailer park sources before they print anything about Britney Spears' two-headed alien mermaid baby. Scoop Isikoff doesn't bother double-checking, and we get ourselves another holy war. Boy, you just can't have too many of those, can you? Thanks, guys. I guess you really proved the pen is mightier than the sword, huh? So why don't you just stick that beak where the sun don't shine? Because if you're going to pull a story out of your culo, you should at least write it from the same vantage point. And then you can flush that down the toilet. Or put some gravy on that sumbitch.
24 after the hour here in the Imus-May program. Michael Imperiale and Tim Daly are coming up next.
There's a for sale sign on a big old rusty tractor. You can't miss it. It's the first thing that you see. Just up the road, a pale blue water tower. With I love Jenny painted in bright green. Hey, that's my Uncle Bill there by the courthouse. He'll be lowering the flag when the sun goes down. And this is my town.
No interest financing on every Mitsubishi car and SUV. Take the Galant, the car called refreshingly different and sporty by Motor Trend magazine, or the Endeavor, which Edmunds.com calls the #1 midsize crossover SUV. And now through Memorial Day weekend, hurry in and get 0% APR for 72 months on a brand new 2005 Lancer. Don't even think of letting these hot deals pass you by. Stop in today to get one of the world's best back cars, because the Mitsubishi Springtime Sales Event won't last long.
72 monthly payments of $13.87 per thousand finance at 0% APR. Subject to approved credit and insurance. Not all customers will qualify. See your participating retailer or call 1-800-MITSU-2005 for details. Offer ends May 31st, 2005.
Yo, can I bring my date to your place after dinner? Go to a movie every once in a while. Jesus Christ, what is your problem?
Well, no, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about the guy, except I remember that. I remember seeing him in that Sopranos episode when she was on. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. Guy's got a resume 40 pages long.
I know
you see
that.
one thing he's been in.
I understand that.
You know? I mean, it's okay to be the cowboy Silas Marner, but get out every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Well, the guy is great, Tim. The guy is great, just based on that. So you can go see him in this Henry Flamethrower. This new play at Imperiale Theater. Studio Dante, 257 West 29th Street. And you can get tickets at, you can call Ticket Central, or go to ticketcentral.com, or you can call these people at 212-279-4200, or you can call Julia or Courtney in my office. They will have this information at WFAN in New York, and they will give it to you. Stars Tim Daly, Yvonne Woods, and Jake Smith. So, well, man, if he's anything in this thing like he is, no kid. Wow. Anyway, he's very nice. They're very nice guys, and very nice of them to come all the way over and do this. And
absolutely. Charming guys.
We're never having people from Hollywood on again.
Yep. That's it. That does it right there.
but both very charming. And not sleazy phonies.
Oh, no. They were really interested in the CMA Award winners, too, by the way.
Hey, I'm not doing a show for what somebody else is interested in. I'm doing what I'm interested in. It's worked okay now for,
That's fine. You know. It's good. You stick by that story. It's working
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Making the I-Man happy.
Here's Sid Rosenberg. What do you want to do now?
Well, I feel bad. Mike Miller and everybody else, I shouldn't make light of a cancer thing. It was terrible. I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. It's not nice. I've had family and friends who, and you and I, man, you know as well as anybody how I help every year and how how sad I get. So I shouldn't have made light of that at all, and I apologize.
No, it's not a source of amusement.
No, so I apologize.
Well, your apology is well, I can't accept it, but
what do you mean you can't?
It's appreciated.
Thank you.
I would suspect, but
Mike Miller, I apologize to as well.
Right.
So am I fired?
Well, no, but I mean, I was just talking to Mark. I said, it's just this thing. That's all. Yeah.
engage brain?
I don't know. I
A little
don't know.
bit.
I mean, I've said things too. I wish I hadn't said.
So have we all.
Absolutely.
Said apologize.
You apologize. Your apology is accepted. It's good of you. And didn't have to make you apologize. That's a good sign.
No, I was all too willing to apologize.
You know.
Shouldn't make light of something like that. It's a terrible thing. Obviously, I wish her and her family the best. So.
Yeah, well, just drop it now.
Okay.
We have the Attorney General of the United States, Alberto Gonzalez, who's remained here in the studio with us for some reason.
What's next? A group hug?
No.
So I apologize. It's okay. You're not a bad person. I really loved you. You're not fired. Jesus, it's like being in group therapy over here.
No, I understand.
Sit around a fire and break out the tom-tom.
Exactly. We need to sit in a sweat lodge and cry about how our father didn't love us when we were kids.
It would have to be a group hug if we were going to hug you.
Oh! That's great, Snakehead. Go right away with a fat joke.
Now we're back.
Well,
Now we're back.
Right back on track now.
And we're checking more news, Charles.
Police probing a triple murder and the disappearance of 2 children in Idaho are now looking for a person they describe as a person of interest in the case. Authorities in Coeur d'Alene are looking for 33-year-old Robert Lutner of Hayden, Idaho. And the sheriff involved in this, Rocky Watson, says Lutner has had run-ins with the law before.
He's got a record with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office for drugs, DUI, and some other charges. He's mainly a person of interest because his vehicle was seen at the house during the time frame we think the murders took place. We need to find him.
Sheriff Watson was on NBC's Today Show. He says Lutner's an acquaintance of this family and had visited the house before. Earlier this week, the bodies of 2 adults and a
How about
teenager...
cutting back in the time when Matt and Katie go and look for the guy? Oh, that's
What?
Well, public awareness is part of it.
Exactly. We want to know who we're looking for.
Okay.
Earlier this week, the bodies of 2 adults and a teenager were found in this home where the 2 children then, the house from which they are missing. Authorities have issued an Amber Alert for 9-year-old Dylan Groen and his 8-year-old sister, Shasta Groen. Police have ruled out Brenda Groen's ex-husband as a suspect in the case. Washington, Senate showdown over controversial judicial nominees may begin this day. Republican leaders want to begin debate on 2 of the president's nominees, Priscilla Owen and Janice Rogers Brown, both of whom were in Washington yesterday.
The hanging judge.
Working the Capitol, meeting lawmakers who will be, making their determinations on their nominations.
Right.
Democrats say the pair are unacceptable and threaten to filibuster, and Senate Majority Leader Frist says, nope, they deserve to be confirmed.
Are they really out of the mainstream, or is it really just politics?
Well, the Senate Majority Leader.
What?
Expressing himself, the Senate Majority Leader. What happened?
Well, I don't know. I just got tired of listening to it.
Voters in Los Angeles have elected that city's first Latino mayor in more than 130 years.
All right.
California State Assembly Speaker Antonio Villaraigosa
Andre Cisco, let's ride.
received about 59% of the vote in yesterday's election versus incumbent James Hahn's 41%.
Look for Jay Leno to break out the Cheech and Chong jokes.
Hey, party at City Hall, man.
Villaraigosa, a high school dropout turned Democratic powerhouse, telling supporters, quote, I will never forget where I came from, and I will always believe in the people of Los Angeles.
Year and a half now, half his staff's indicted for the cash in with, please.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Just like the rest of them.
An Army...
Let's hope not.
Exactly. Let's hope not. And Army Reservist Sabrina Harmon sentenced to just 6 months in prison, as it turned out, on her conviction of 6 counts of abusing detainees at Abu Ghraib.
Oh, come on.
Harmon will also receive a bad conduct discharge. She appeared in some of the photographs, one famously, infamously, next to a pyramid of naked Iraqi prisoners.
Oh, you got to tell me that was funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Oh, that's funny, wasn't it?
Before sentence was pronounced, Ms. Harmon apologized
Get her done.
to all detainees and to military personnel in Iraq.
By the way, Larry the Cable Guy's album, Right to Bear Arms, still in the top 5 in the country music charts.
Cow.
Get her done.
It's not number 1 anymore?
It was number 1 for a month for
But
a
it's not
comedy
number
album.
1 anymore.
No, it's number 5.
So we're slipping.
Hey, by the way, where was Larry the Cable Guy in last night's CMA Awards?
Exactly.
Get her
I
done.
didn't see him.
That's who you need to have there.
Yeah.
I'd Reba McEntire.
Oh, for God's sake.
We need some laughs.
Some homo trick pony.
We need some Heine and humor. That's the magic formula, in case you goobers don't understand. Heine and humor.
Yes. Well, I had some pretty good-looking girls there last night.
Oh, they had some Appalachian beasts sitting in the audience. Oh, my God.
Well, there were a couple of those, yeah. What else, Chuck?
There's word today an Australian man being held hostage in Iraq may be released soon, according to a spokesman for the leader of Australia's Muslims who traveled to Iraq to work for Douglas Wood's freedom. The militants holding the 63-year-old are saying they will let him go within the next few days. And the parents of Terry Schiavo briefly met with Pope Benedict XVI today. Bob and Mary Schindler were in front row at the Pope's general audience in St. Peter's Square, and then he greeted them personally as he passed by. The Schindlers lost their battle, of course, to keep their brain-damaged daughter alive, but expressed gratitude for the support that had been provided by the Vatican. An African-American executive at General Electric has filed a $450 million lawsuit against the company alleging racial discrimination.
Yeah, what's up with that?
The lawsuit...
Why they make all white refrigerators?
they make of other, including black. The lawsuit accuses
Don't
GE
make enough of them.
Paying
Most of them are white. Washers are white, dryers are white, toasters are white.
Yeah.
That all,
That ain't right.
Yeah.
They all white.
Yeah.
But the lawsuit alleges that black managers are paid less than their white counterparts,
Right.
and that African Americans are not promoted to top leadership positions within GE. Mark Thomas, the head of the company's aviation materials subsidiary in Texas, contends GE prevented him from advancing to a higher position. GE issued a statement denying the charges and said it welcomes the opportunity to defend itself in court.
15 after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program.
By the way, remember last year, did you see that picture of Saddam Hussein when he come out of the spider hole?
Yeah, I did.
Looked like he was at the same party Nick Nolte was at. Good Lord.
Well, that was funny. Larry the Cable Guy. I love him. Put some gravy on one son of this. Which actually, Rob came up with, not Larry. Whatever.
I can't believe the news today. Oh, I can't close my eyes and make it go away. How long must we sing this song?